So much for joining me today on Intimacy with Stars. Good evening, wherever you're watching me from. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending from where you're watching me from. And I want to thank you for subscribing to our YouTube channel. The Lord bless you for doing that, for helping me spread the good news to everyone. And I want to say, God bless you. Bless all that concerns you in the name of Jesus. And in case you're yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, I just want you, while you're enjoying the program, do me that favor by subscribing to our YouTube channel. And also help me to spread the good news to everyone you know on this platform. We thank God for all He's doing on this platform. It's where God is restoring homes, is restoring marriages. It's where God is putting the needful where it ought to be. It's where God is directing us to our purpose as women. It is where God is increasing us in wisdom, knowledge, and power. They say wisdom is powerful. When you have knowledge, you are powerful. When you have wisdom, you are powerful. And this is one good potential that every woman needs to acquire and every woman needs to embrace in their life. God bless you for joining me today. I'm Pastor Sarah, and today on Intimacy with Spouse, I want to be sharing something extremely beautiful, something that will change your mindset, something that will help you in your marriage. You see, I want you to know that there are costly mistakes a lot of women make that it looks as if that can never be repaired. There are so many mistakes women shouldn't make. There are so many mistakes we should never allow to come close to us. Thank you so much, Matt Luke. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. There are mistakes women should not allow themselves, no matter your background, no matter your connection, no matter where you are coming from. I want you to know that once you are cleaved with that man, there are some certain mistakes that you should not allow come close to you, no matter your connection. Before we go into tonight's topic, I just want to share a story. And I can tell you that it is from this story that I drew these things from. Now, this story, it is not what I heard. It is not what I watched. But it is what I saw played out. It is what I saw that played out. And tonight, I've been able to put one or two things together to save us. This has saved me. Now, I didn't really know much about this, but I can tell you that it saved me to a point that when I got to know about this, I had to say thank God for myself. And today I want to share the story with us. In fact, it's a family friend that I know so well, that we know so much. Now, you see, this man happens to be a very wealthy man, married a daughter of a wealthy man. Now, that was why I said no matter the background you're coming from, there's some mistakes that you should not allow to happen in your marriage. Now, this woman also happens to be a billionaire's daughter. And as they continue to live together, I think their marriage, even before the man died, that marriage was about 20-25 years. But you see, all she kept doing paid out immediately the man died. Now, This woman is someone who fought the friends of her husband. She listens to gossip. Oh, we saw your husband hanging around this woman. Oh, we saw your husband with some group of men hanging out with some ladies. Oh, we saw your husband hanging out with this, hanging out with that. And you know the first mistake that she did, she started asking, who were the men? Who were those men? And the person giving her the information called the names of those men. And she saw those men as enemies. She picked those men as her rival. She saw those men that they were the ones deceiving her husband. She saw those men as the one spoiling or destroying her relationship with her husband. She saw those men as enemy to her marriage. She saw those men as threats to her marriage. She saw them as vampires to her marriage. She saw them as destroyers to her own marriage. And this made her to insult this man. This made her to fight this man. This made her disrespect this man. Even when she put to bed, they bring gift for the children. The way she will treat them with that gift, you know, so every one of them were like, why is it that this woman doesn't have a repentant heart? And she happens to be one of the deaconess in the church. Why is she so hardened? Why is she so mean and all that? You know, things were still, she was still catching her cruise while fighting everyone around the husband until the day her husband died. Until the day the husband died. And immediately, now how did this man die? She just left to the hospital. She went to, I think, check her BP, and this was during the COVID. This was during the COVID era. The husband went to the hospital to check his BP, and everything was fine. He came back home, and while they were talking, gisting, and the man just felt a sharp pain in his heart and screamed for help and said, oh, I'm feeling so much pain. And before the woman could call the doctors, he gave up the ghost. She called in the doctors. They came in and checked up the man, and they found out that he was already a goner. They found out that he has already passed on. So what will she do? The first thing she did was to reach out to her family. And the family said, fine, now reach out to your husband's family. And when she reached out to the husband's family, they told her, she got the shockest news of her life. They told her, oh, finally you have killed our brother. Go and eat his corpse. Finally, you have killed our brother. Go and eat his corpse. And she tried to explain and on that they hung the phone on her. Who are the next people to call? Is his friends. The same friends that she fought. The same friends that she quarreled with. The same friends that she embarrassed. The same friends she never appreciated for one day. Is it the same person, the same people that she's going to reach out? In fact, how is she going to put her voice in calling the same people? How is she going to speak with them? How? And then calls started going left, right, center. And when the call got to my husband, and my husband said, okay, let me call one of his friends that is also his brother. They are from the same town and all that. They are very close here. He said, okay, let me reach out to him. Not knowing that that other friend was already aware of the situation. So when my husband reached out to him, he said, yes, I'm aware. I am aware of the news. But you know what? I can't have anything to do with this woman. This woman insulted us. This woman fought us. This woman spat on us. She did all sort of terrible things. I am sorry, I cannot be able to do anything with her. Now, from that her mistake, I want to cut the story short and share most of the mistakes that I feel no woman should ever find herself committing or making such mistakes. No woman. And number one mistake that she did was to be fighting it the wrong way. She was fighting this issue the wrong way. Even if you hear that your husband is cheating on you, even if you hear that your husband is hanging around with some group of men and they are cheating on you, would you leave what you're supposed to do? Would you leave your husband and go start fighting your friends because you heard that your husband is hanging around this group of men? You think the best thing you should have done was to go fight them? No, that was a wrong fight for any woman to do. That was a wrong fight for anyone to do. So number one mistake she did was fighting it in the wrong way. Even if you hear that your husband is cheating on you and he has some cliques of friends, the wrong thing to ever do is to fight those group of people. No, I believe there are better ways to fight such battles. I believe there are better ways to fight such things. I believe there are better ways than fighting it the wrong way. I believe she can fight it in a better way and win results. And number two mistake that she made was making herself look like the terrible person, like a terrible person before the family of the husband and the friends of the husband. You see, when we understand the power of anger in our lives, when we understand the power that anger has, we will not allow it. No matter how it comes, we're human beings. Once in a while, yes, we'll be pushed to the wall. We'll be angry. But then pray to learn to ask God on how to control your emotion. Listen, you have to understand that you are the owner of this body. The body is not your owner. The body is just like the clothes. Just like this cloth I'm wearing right now. The skin is just like this fabric I'm putting on right now. So you are in charge of that body and not your emotions. Your emotions are not in charge. You are the one in charge of your body. So don't let anger make you do things that you're not supposed to do. Don't let anger make you fight it the wrong way. Don't let anger cause you to fight it in the wrong direction. She fought it the wrong way. So she allowed herself, by allowing herself to be the bad person, by allowing herself to be the terrible person, by allowing herself to be the one that the enemy is using. And while doing that, that gave the husband more power to hang around with those friends. While doing such, you know what she has done? She has given the husband an upper hand. She has given the husband an upper hand to actually hang out with those friends. Because if you fight the same friends and your husband had to go out and complain to them, oh, I got home today and my wife started her nagging again, her problem again, and all that, what do you expect those friends to say? What? They will say the same thing that they have experienced from you and say, oh, that was how your wife called us. So she blabbed at us, she insulted us, she called us fools, she called us all sort of names. So by then you are making their bond very strong. You are making their relationship very strong. You are giving them reason to hate on you the more. You are giving them upper hand
to hate on you the more. That is what you'll be doing. By presenting yourself as the bad one. And sincerely, from the little I know this woman, she is not a bad person. I can say that. From the little I know her, she's not a bad person. But because of the mistakes, because of how she allowed her emotions, and she was labeled a bad person. So number 2 thing she did was making herself a bad person when she is not. How? By allowing her emotions to take over her. When she should have been the one in charge of that body. Listen, I have been in a situation where I felt that, you know what, it's going to get loose. But when I find myself in that situation, the Spirit of the Lord reminded me how I've been praying for Him to help me. And you see, whenever I find myself, this is why prayer is very powerful. Very, very powerful. And when I find myself in this situation, the Spirit of the Lord will remind me of the prayers I've been praying. And He will say to me, this is the time to put in practice those prayers. And this is the time you need to say, Lord, help me to control myself. Can the Lord help you even in that situation? Oh yes, if you call on Him. Can the Lord help you when you call on Him to give you wisdom on how to go about that issue? Trust me, yes, the Lord will do that for you. If only you call Him. Because you see, the problem is that most times, most women just feel, you know what, I can handle this situation myself. Most women just feel, I can handle this problem myself. Most people just feel, you know what, I got the connection. I have the power, I have the connection, I have this, I can do this. And they feel like doing it themselves, whereby making themselves the bad ones when they are not. And number 3 mistakes that she made was to always fight those men in the public. Listen, even if you want to fight those men, even if you want to fight them, it's not fighting them in public. Listen, you can as well reach out to them and speak to them as a woman. Listen, there is a way women abuse. I get it that sometimes you might not be able to handle your emotions, but not fighting in the public. You could as well reach out to the man, call the man. Oh, please, my brother. Oh, I'm so sorry, but this is what I heard. Is that true? Oh, you know, there are ways you will go about things and people will know that, oh, the poor woman, she's fighting for her marriage. Oh. She just wants her husband to be safe. Oh. She just wants her husband to be in good hands, you know? You make them know, oh, I trust you no matter what. Please just make sure whenever my husband is out, he's a good man. I'm trusting you on that. So number 3 mistake that she made was to fight those men in public. That was the number 3 mistake she made. Fighting men in public. So they will all assume that is the same way you fight your husband. And that is why your husband is running away from you. That is why your husband is running away from the house. That is why your husband feels more safer outside. That is how they will feel. Don't let your connection get into your head. Don't let your background get into your head. You see, in marriage, you must see that marriage that it is God, your husband, and you, the 3 of you. You must learn to see that marriage, it is me, my husband, and God. It is God, my husband, and me. It is my husband, God, and me. You must learn to see it that way. Don't bring in your connection, don't bring in your background, don't bring in your wealth, don't bring in that into the marriage. You need to learn to understand your place as a wife, as a helper. How are you helping that man right now? By fighting his friends in the public. In fact, they can even label you a mad person. Oh my goodness. They can even label you a mad person. They can see you as a mad person. And also and try to advise their friend to stay away from a mad person. You can just imagine how you will be sold outside in a negative form. How you'll be sold outside in a negative manner. When you do that, they will label you a mad person. Because really, if you ask me, I would say that is the wrong way of approaching things. Fighting your husband's friends because you were told that you saw them and your husband hanging around with some group of women. So that is number 3 mistake any woman should never make. Fighting the friends of your husband. Fighting the friend of your husband. That is number 3 mistake you should never make as a wife. Number 4 mistake that she made was telling those men, the husband's friends, that no matter what you people are doing, I will take it by force in the manner that I am doing it. So at a point, she tried to use her connection, involve the military people in that, the chaos they were having. At some point, they locked up some of those. Oh God, the story is something else. At a point, they locked some of the friend's husband because her father was wealthy. Because she has that connection. Because she comes from a strong family background. Because so I want to believe this today, that no woman should allow her connection, should allow her family background get into her head, that she feels she can be in charge of that marriage. No, you'll be getting it wrong. You'll be getting it wrong. Which she got it all wrong. And the 5th one, I believe I've shared the 4th one. Yeah. And the 5th one that I want to share with us today, the terrible mistake that she did was rejecting their gift. I remember the time when she put to bed. This men, they contributed money, they bought cow, they bought goat. They are a class of people. There are people that comes to your house when you put to bed. They put 2,000 naira or 5,000 naira into the envelope to give you. But this group of men, they bought cow. They bought gold. They bought cartons of fish. They bought carton of stockfish. They bought all these things in carton. She collected them and never showed appreciation. She collected those things and did as if it wasn't human being that brought those things. She collected those gifts and felt, what did they bring? After all, I can buy it double. She collected their gifts but never showed appreciation. Why? Because she has already labeled them evil. She has already labeled them evil. She has labeled them bad. Now, that was what I heard. When they gave her those gifts, she did not even say thank you. That was all we knew. Maybe for not even saying thank you, who knows if she would throw them away when they go? Who knows if she would dispose those things immediately they leave? Who knows? But those men were so angry and they said to my husband, do you know, even when we gave her those gifts, she could not say thank you. She could not say thank you. She could not appreciate their gift. And they said to my husband, is it now that the man is dead that she will appreciate us? No. She should go and bury the man, or she should go and eat the man by herself. And at that point, she became stranded. Because you must understand your place, that you're a woman. If it is a man, the man can, yes, if he's a man, he has the right to bury his wife anywhere he wants. Maybe he's a man. He has the right to bury the wife anywhere he wants, anywhere he wishes. But as a woman, no, you don't have such authority. As a woman, you don't have such authority. At that point, she felt stranded. And I remembered something I said to my husband. Everyone has abandoned her. Will you also abandon her in this time? I think this is also a time for her to learn. You see, some people will never learn until something tragic happens. Until something tragic happens. Some people can never learn from their mistake until terrible something happens. May that person not be you, may it not be me, in the name of Jesus. Some people can never learn until something tragic happens. And at that point, I said to my husband, we can't leave her in this mess right now. We can't abandon her. Even when everyone else did, we cannot abandon her. So maybe you're a woman right there watching me, or you're someone who will come across this video tomorrow. I want you to know there's a better way of fighting issues like that. I want you to know there are better ways to go around things like that. Instead of you making these costly mistakes. Instead of you making yourself a bad person even when you're not. There are better ways to go about things like this. You see, most time I say to women, prayer is not wasting of time. You know, most times we want it sharp, 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 sharp. We want the things to be done now. We want to get answers now. We want God to answer that prayer now. If God answer prayers like that, even you will not be alive. Because there are also times when people have prayed that they don't want to see you. If God answer prayers like that, even I live here, even I seated now, I won't be here. Oh yes. So most times we just want God to answer. Oh God, Father, this man is on my neck. This man is causing me pain. Take him out of my life. God is not like that. So most times we just feel, oh no, prayer takes time. Most times we feel prayer is too slow. Let me do it my own way. And you find out that you will be putting yourself into a big mess by handling such cases by your power. You will end up regretting your moves. You will end up regretting all that you have done. Do you believe it that this woman alone had to call the security man? Because none of the friends agreed to go. Throughout that evening, this thing happened in the afternoon. And throughout the evening, the man was still lying down there in cold blood. Nobody came for her, apart from her families that came. She has to beckon on the security man to help her with some of her relations to put the man inside the ambulance to take him to the mortuary. But then the whole family was on her. How is she going to do this all by herself? It's not possible. And then one family, from this family to that family, they started talking about this. They started going to the man's family to talk to them, to plead with them, to let bygone be bygone and all that. I remember one day I was speaking to one of the friends, during that period. And he said to me, Madam, you won't understand. You won't understand the humiliation this woman gave to us. Is it me? She's ready to come to my office to fight me, to disgrace me, to say all sort of things. I wonder how my friend ended up with such woman. And frankly speaking, the woman is a good woman. She's a good person. But she allowed her emotions, she allowed her connections, she allowed her background to take control over her. She allowed these things to take charge over her. So I want to believe that there are better ways to go about these things, and not the manner that she went through her own. There are better ways to walk in this kind of thing. If you find yourself in things like this, if you find yourself in situations like this, there are better ways to go about it. Maturely, prayerfully. There are better ways to go about it, so that at the end you won't be the one people are calling bad name. Well, no matter how what you do, yes, people will talk, but I mean to some extent. To some extent. But in this case, she was all by herself, because she chose to fight this the way she understood. So it might just be that was what she knows, or that was the best thing she knows how to do, or that was the only way she knows how to do. So today I'm here to tell you that there are better ways to win such battle. There are better ways to win such battle. You see this news God has given to all. If only millions of us will understand the kind of power we carry as women. If only we can recognize the power that we have as women. Listen, there are fights we will never fight, wasting our energy, talking, shouting, making call, wasting our recharge cards. We will never even do that if we understand the kind of power that we carry as women. We will learn to carry ourselves the way God sees us. Maybe you don't know that you are a queen. As a queen, you are not meant to fight on the street. As a queen, you're not meant to fight in the markets. As a queen, you're not meant to be talking anyhow. As a queen, you are not meant to be screaming and shouting, causing nuisance on the street. As a queen, you are a queen. And as a queen, you must learn to carry yourself. You must learn to carry yourself in ways that people will say, of a truth, this one is a queen. Maybe you don't know. Let me tell you that you are a queen. And no queen should be found making this kind of terrible mistakes. No woman should be found making this kind of terrible mistakes. So maybe you have a family friend, or you are that person, or you know someone or anyone who might just be sitting down right now and say, oh, you see that my husband friends, they are the ones spoiling my husband. They are the ones doing all this. They are the ones giving my husband women. My sister, you better desist from that talking. Because your husband is not a baby. Your husband is not a baby. So if those friends tell him to jump inside fire, he will jump inside fire. If those friends ask him to drink poison, he will drink poison. A man that wants to cheat when the wife is not there will cheat. But the one that don't want to cheat, no matter how you carry women and give them, they will say, bros, no. This is not why I'm here. I'm here, let's do this business. I'm here so that we can run this business together. Women, no, forget women. No. Leave them, let's face this business. Any man, whether you are there, you are not there, if he doesn't want to, he will not. So maybe you know someone who is just out there killing herself, telling herself, oh, you see you, this my husband friend, now you, it is you are the one introducing women, introducing girls to my husband. I will deal with you, I will show you pepper, I will swear for you, I will do this. Please, there are better ways to go about those things. The costly mistake she made as a woman was to present herself as an enemy to his friends and presented herself as an enemy to the man's family. Because most times she yells at them or call them, and they will tell her that don't worry, everything will be fine, just take it easy. So what she was expecting, that the family of the man should come and beat the man as a baby. Is the man a baby? So she made herself enemy to the husband's family because they did not get the man and flog him as a baby. Your husband is not a baby. That man is not a baby. So because they didn't do that, she made the family her enemies. She doesn't allow any of them, any of the family member, come to her house. She doesn't allow it. I don't know if we feel or think we have all the time here on earth. Do we even think we have all the time here on earth? No. The time is short. We have a limited time here on earth to focus on our purpose, on our calling, than channeling it where it's not needed. Haven't you heard of women who said they don't want their husband to look at another woman, only them? I, at least, if not twice, I experienced this while I was going to school in University of Benin. The compound I was living is owned by a native doctor, that his children are all in Germany and they built that house. So they still, make sure they build something for him where people still come to visit him. Yes. I've seen a woman who said, I got a news that my husband is flirting around with women, is looking at women. No, I want only me. If he should look at any woman, let it be only me. Baba, give me charm, give me medicine, that this man will not look at any woman, he will look at me. Baba gave her juju. The Baba, of course, gave her juju. And she got home, put the substance into the man's food. And the man ate. After a few days, he started misbehaving like a fool. He started misbehaving like a fool. And the woman was furious, like, what is going on? But in her heart, she knows what is going on. So she came back to the Baba and told the Baba that, Baba, undo whatever you have done. Oh, my husband is not behaving like a fool. My husband is not behaving like an idiot. My husband is not So it was why she was shouting. As students now, tatafo, we won't know wetin they make the woman shout. We won't see why the woman they shout. We all came out from our rooms. What's going on? What's going on? So one of the boys serving the Baba said, I don't mind this yeye woman. Not be waiting she dey find. She don't see him now. And that was how we got the keys. The woman started crying. Baba, undo everything that you have done. Everything you have done to my husband, please undo it. I don't want again. Let him be go. Let him just be going out and be doing whatever he wants. The man said, it's too late. That maybe she put the substance into his food. And the woman was arguing that, no, it's the amount you asked me to put. That was what I did. The man said, well, maybe it is possible. You poured so much of it because you really, 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 really want the man to look only you. So now, only you and the man. How far? How markets? So now, only you, the man, go dey look. You go dey look the man. The woman was crying that the man should undo. The man should undo. Was begging. She was begging, crying, rolling on the ground. So you can see that she has made the man useless, made him impotent. So the man will not even be useful to her, will not be useful to her and her children. Who will suffer it? She and her children will suffer it. Number two that I saw with my own eyes was another woman who came for the same juju. That her husband is giving others money, not giving her. Is giving all his side chicks money, but she doesn't see any money. that Baba should give her substance. That when he puts it inside the man's food, the man will be able to recognize her and give her money. I don't know what happened, but they brought back the woman there as a mad person. And every morning, they will flog her. While she's shouting, I will jump out of my room. What's going on here? I've been hearing the voice of someone. What's going on? They say that's the way to flog out the madness inside her. You came to do juju for your husband. At the end, you now ran mad. At least until I left that compound, that woman was still mad, and they tied her by the side of the shrine, by the side of the man's house. So you can agree with me that there are better ways to go around these things. There are better ways to handle situations like this. The Bible says that God has given us wisdom. God has given us wisdom. And every time we walk past wisdom, and wisdom is there saying, look at me, look at me. Look at me, I'm here so that you make the right decision. And you want it fast. You want it sharp, where the thing will happen. You want it so speed, you want it so quick. You want it so, you want that result. You want instant results by running to the babalawo. At the end, messing up your life, your future, and that of your children. Messing up everything. So I believe strongly, because there are ways I win my battle. There are beautiful ways I win my battle. Number one way is prayer. Number two is always allowing the Spirit of the Lord to lead the affairs. Even when I am hot, lead the affairs. When you allow the Spirit of the Lord to lead your affairs, you can never make mistake. I know sometimes your inner voice may speak to you that, are you a fool? Why are you keeping quiet? Are you a mugu? Why are you keeping quiet? But allow the Spirit of the Lord to lead you, to direct you. Don't forget that He's our comforter. Don't forget that He's a helper. The only one that can help us and give us the right way, direct us the right way we should go, the Spirit of the Lord. So these are the mistakes no woman should be found doing. Avoid these mistakes. Never allow yourself to be messed up the same way this particular woman was messed up. I don't want to go through into most of the stories or during the burial. I don't want to go into that. But hear me. We have the power as women to win any battle of our choice. We have the power to win any battle. Can I remind you that in the whole scripture, in the whole Bible terms, Christ, the longest discussion I have seen Christ or Jesus discussing with anyone was with a woman. Was with a woman. That is to tell you that, see, God has our time so much. That is to tell you that God is always with us. That is to tell you that there is nothing small that God cannot handle for you. Or there is no situation, there is no fight that God cannot fight for you. So learn to fight it the right way and don't make the same mistake. Don't allow yourself to be found in this kind of mistake that will destroy you, destroy your children, destroy your happiness, destroy your marriage, destroy your image. Don't allow yourself to be found in this kind of mistakes. Don't allow yourself. There are better ways to fight this battle. Tonight I'm going to give it a stop here and to say, God bless you and know that there are better ways to fight this kind of battles. I leave the peace of the Lord with you. And I pray that indeed you will not make mistakes that will cut short your life. You will not make mistake that will cause you a reproach. You will not make mistake that will cause death in your marriage. You will not make mistake that people will see you as a devil. You will not make mistake that families will abandon you. You will not make mistake that everyone will abandon you. In the name of Jesus, I pray that the wisdom of God will rest and abide with you all the days of your life in the name of Jesus. The Lord bless you, and I'll see you some other time. Ciao.